Jimmy said he could handle this. Oh, he's from Los Angeles.
Welcome to episode 32, The Resurrection of Justin Kelly.
The Resurrection.
My name's Justin.
I'm Kelly.
And
we're back.
It's
been a couple months.
Yeah, man.
A little too long.
A little too long. A little too much hospital. A little too much sickness. But we're back.
We're back. And we're bad.
With a vengeance. Maybe not a vengeance, but maybe a little bit of a vendetta.
Like some fury.
Some fury, but...
Not a full vengeance.
Yeah. Maybe just a minor quibble.
Yeah.
There we go. So we're going to kick it off and just jump right into this jam.
With some beer.
Beers, all kinds of beers. Black, white, Puerto Rican, Chinese beers. Glug, 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 glug.
All right, Captain Kelly.
Yeah.
What have you got for us right here?
You know, just some of the run-of-the-mill Stone stuff. Just kidding. Well, I mean, it is Stone, but it's not run-of-the-mill. I was at the ye old Trader Joe's, and I was walking by, I said, oh, they got the seasonal coffee milk stout, and then I was like, wait a second, I see the word mint in there, and I said, mint and coffee, that's a couple of my favorite things. That's
and the month of November...
Right?
It's starting to feel like winter, so it's about appropriate, right?
It's beginning to feel like Christmas.
Yeah.
So we have the Mint Coffee Milk Stout from Stone. And it's apparently the little sticker on the top of the bottle says SoCal exclusive.
Oh, wow.
So we might be real special.
So all y'all on the other side of the border, the California border, sorry, we will send one to you for just, a nominal cost of shipping. Make it happen.
Yeah. If you really want it. But we're going to try it right now.
Yeah, we're going to do this right now.
Cheers.
Cling.
This is actually going to be Justin's first beer in quite a while. I think mine too. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Been a while.
Yeah.
That's a good Christmas beer right there.
Yeah, it is. We should have waited?
Well, hey man. There's probably still more in there.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's like a really
definitely
strong. It's definitely a stout, but it's a strong mint kick in there, and I love mint.
It's refreshing.
Yeah, it's really good. Like this is a perfect end to my day because I started my day with a peppermint mocha, and ending it with a mint beer. Coffee milk stout. That's like a good sandwich of mint.
Well, says there on the bottle. Laced with fresh peppermint and chocolate mint.
Oh man, so it's
double. Like dual mint.
Like I've only taken one sip and I'm still like had like a chocolate. It's like someone gave me one of those like chocolate fudge mint things that people make. Oh, my mom made this.
You know
it's
what?
Really good.
I'm trying to pinpoint another flavor, but I just realized that I taste coconut. Yeah? But that was the reason for that was. We put coconut oil on my baby's head because she gets cradle cap. That dry skin on the top of their head. So when she gets a bath, we put coconut oil, and I just kissed her goodnight before we were just recording.
Like, what's the coconut?
So I was like, why is there coconut?
But did it add to the experience? Maybe put a little bit of coconut oil on the bottle before you pour it?
No.
Don't do that.
I think we'll leave it alone. But I was like, it could do without the coconut. But no. It's really good. That's a tasty beer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say let's go and a half.
Yeah.
Not a full gotta go, but really, really good. Nice.
Yeah. I would say it's definitely I would agree. It'll
be a good Christmas beer.
Go get that Stone.
Go
coffee
get
milk stout. The mint coffee milk stout.
Mint coffee milk stout.
Because I think we've reviewed the actual coffee milk stout on here.
Yeah.
But
I'm pretty sure we have.
Mint's is always gonna make me want to go get it. Like you put mint in it.
Right.
Yeah.
It could be something else.
Yeah. Really good. So a good way to kick off the show and to kind of because we're kind of middle end of November.
Yeah.
And it feels good. Like today was cold. I actually wore like my hoodie all day. Cold in California, like 72.
Yeah.
We were freezing.
I know.
So, but it was actually really brisk this morning.
Yeah. I was going to say
this morning I was like, oh, wow. I walked out and I was like, it's actually cold. Like my fingers, I put them in my pockets. I was like, because it's cold. So
I didn't want to get out of bed.
Yeah. So, but
it was my day off.
Huh?
It was my day off.
And you know what? You deserve a day off.
Oh, thanks.
Work hard, buddy. All right. So moving on from this tasty beer.
Yes.
We're going to move right in. Since we've been gone, like Kelly Clarkson was, we have, get it? Yeah, okay.
Since we've been
bad joke. I was like, can I explain my bad joke? All right. We've done a lot of stuff. Before we even move on, I wanted to actually give somebody a shout out. I wanted to give Johnny Cortez a shout out, and shame on us, but more like shame on me. He made us a really sweet bottle opener, and I put it on the Let's Go Cast Instagram. And if you want to follow him, he's at number 5,000 on Instagram, and he made us a custom pink, because you know some of our branding has got some pink on it.
It does.
Bottle opener. And it's really cool, and he made it. You know, he does some real artisan stuff, so follow him on there. Check it out. He does some props. Cool, he posts some cool things. So, anyways, thanks again, Johnny. That was nice of you to do that.
Thank you.
And next time we record, I'm bringing it over to Kelly's house, and we will keep it in the Let's Go Cast studio and make this happen.
Pop said beers.
Pop those beers with some custom made beer openers. So, anyways, I wanted to get that out of the way. A little bit of plugs to some listener love.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah, listener love.
But
yeah, so we've been busy, but there's been a lot of music that's come out.
There has.
I did not do a good job at keeping a list, but Kelly has a couple things he wanted to talk about. I want to talk about one thing, but let's just jump into it, right?
Yeah. Jump right into some tunage. First record that I'd like to talk about, I think I've talked about White Lies before, as far as them being a band. I might have reviewed Big TV, their last record. They released a new record.
Yeah, it was called Friends. It's interesting to make a concept record on a TV show that hasn't been on the air in 10 years, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like,
no, their new record's called Friends, and boy, is it tasty. I'm going to say
it's good.
I'm going to say a good gotta go if you like, I don't know.
80s synthwave style stuff if you're into...
Yeah. If you like the 80s, I don't know, Joy Division, Depeche Mode, that kind of junk. Not junk in a bad way.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Listen to that. It's a good record, man. I'm going to give it a solid. I'm going to give it a gotta go.
Yeah, I really like. Kelly was like, you got... I think the last time we recorded, you're like, dude, please listen to that band. And I was like, all right, man. It's... I really enjoyed that record.
Yeah.
It was good.
I'm excited. They're actually finally coming back to the States again in February of 2017. So
really,
hopefully I can catch a show, because the last time I did, that was when I was still living in Phoenix, and I literally flew. I worked a full day, went to the airport, got on a plane, flew to LA. Christy picked me up. We went to the show, stayed at a hotel at LAX, got back on a plane the next morning, and went back to work.
Oh my gosh.
That's how dedicated I am. No, I just really, wanted to see them every time they came around. I was never able to go, so I had the means to at that time. So
they're going to be in California.
Yeah,
in February.
They're playing at the El Rey. I think
the El Rey in Los Angeles, but like
Los Angeles
for the rest of. They're on tour right now with the Ramona Flowers. And yeah, it looks like they're not even in America at this time, but they will be later on. So if you're living across the ocean, where I know we have a few listeners across the ocean.
Oh, we do.
Due to our demographics and reports.
Nice.
On the interwebs. Check them out. Have a good time with that one. So, so what did you want? What were you giving it? A gotta go?
I was saying gotta go. It's a darn good record, man.
Okay. I'm giving it a let's go. I thought it was really good.
That's cool.
I've listened to it like twice since. Maybe I'll put it back in my rotation. I might even just put it on. If you didn't know, we have a Let's Go Cast playlist on Spotify. So if you look up Let's Go Cast, you might be able to find some tracks and stuff from records we may have reviewed. Try to keep it updated. So check out Let's Go Cast on Spotify if you're a Spotify subscriber. If you subscribe to other music situations, that's cool. Glad that you're listening to music. But if you're on Spotify, hit up Let's Go Cast, and you should find our playlist on there.
I gotta be honest, I forgot we had that.
Yeah, me too. But I'll add some tracks from White Lies on there, and you can check them out and do what you will with that. So just a little plug for.
They haven't made a bad record. There hasn't been a White Lies record that I haven't liked. So just throwing that out there. Another record that's been tickling my fancy. Is that new that Integrity Blues, that new Jimmy Eat World.
Yeah, what's that all about?
It is good.
Yeah.
It's a real good record. First listen, I was like, okay, yeah. It's definitely better than the past two.
Yeah.
That's for certain. But then the more and more I listened to it, the more I was like, dang, that's a flipping good record, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it up there. I'm going to say let's go. It's not a gotta. but it's really good.
Let me just tell you, I'm saying it's a. Let's go
and a half. You want to give it a half?
I would give it a half. I think it's up there with like Bleed American. I think it's really good.
Yeah, it's not Futures or Clarity.
Yeah, it's not Futures,
but it's
Clarity,
definitely not like Invented or whatever the last one was that I wasn't too fond of.
Yeah, oh gosh, what is it? Chase This Light.
Dude, I don't know. I don't get it. I really don't get why you don't like that record, because it's really good. Chase This Light's a good record. It's not like the best, but it's good. Solid record. Anyways,
so here's the thing: if you love Chase This Light,
sorry, no, Damages was the last one. Invented was the one before that.
Yeah.
Anyways, Integrity Blues, Jimmy Eat World.
And that's the thing. I didn't even listen to those records. I'm just being honest right here. I didn't listen to those records because Chase This Light was like, man, maybe Jimmy Eat World has run its course, and I still have, Clarity, and I still got Bleed American. I got those records, and they're in my heart. I was just done. This record is really good. And,
to piggyback on the Integrity Blues record,
do it, buddy.
Christy and I went to Santa Barbara to see Jimmy play at the Arlington Theater in wonderful downtown Santa Barbara.
Oh, yes. State Street?
Yeah, it is on State Street. It's actually a really cool... I mean, it's definitely more made for a theatrical performance, like the walls. You're indoors, but you look like it's outdoors. It's kind of crazy. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool little place. But man, gotta go see Jimmy Eat World, especially on this tour, because I was actually expecting. I was like, okay, they released a new record. They're gonna play a whole mess of songs from that. No, it was great. They played probably 3 or 4 songs from each record. They played for an hour and 45 minutes, almost 2 hours.
Wow.
And man.
They're right?
They're just so solid. Such a solid band. They have they're a 4-piece band on the books, but they have a 5th guy that always certain songs. Some songs he's not even on stage, but then some songs he'll play like a 3rd guitar or piano part, sing some harmonies and whatnot. But man, just super solid. They sounded amazing. Played songs from every record pretty much.
Nice.
Even Static Prevails and Clarity. Like they played Goodbye Sky Harbor, obviously without the 14-minute ending, but it was amazing. Yeah, it was just a hands down gotta go show. So if you get the opportunity to see Jimmy Eat World at any point, whether it be this tour or any time in the future, gotta go. This is I believe my second Jimmy Eat World show reviewed on Let's Go podcast, but
and there ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
That's got to tell you something.
That ain't nothing wrong with that. So hey, here I am. How you doing?
Rocks you like a hurricane.
Rocking you like a hurricane. So I got to go to a show. I thought Kelly was going to come with me, but he couldn't. He had stuff going on. But listen up. It was really an interesting experience because my first time being kind of backstage at a show, and I'll tell you this, wasn't as enjoyable as I thought it would be. Just because you can't really hear the band.
Right.
All you really hear is the drums. Like bam, 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 which is apropos because we got to go to the show because the drummer is a friend of the show by proxy of our friend. And
a friend of a friend.
Sorry, this sounds very confusing. Like, just get to what the heck's going on. So we got invited to go see Sum 41 at the Riverside Municipal Auditorium, which sounds like you're going to jail. And it was actually a really cool experience because here's the thing. I'm not like the world's biggest Sum 41 fan. I feel like they've done some good songs and whatnot. And so it was familiar to me to watch them play. Like, oh, I know some of these songs and whatever. But it was really cool to just be kind of at the side of the stage and see how the crowd reacting to them. They had so much freaking energy. It was amazing. Because I saw some stuff on YouTube. I was kind of like watching a few pieces of footage. Like, I wonder how they're going to be live because I've never seen them live. And some of it was kind of like, oh man, I was kind of like, well, this is going to suck. Like, it's not going to suck, but it's like, man, they had energy. Dude, they were on point the whole night.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Even like Derek Whibley, his voice sounded fine to me from what I could hear. I did a little bit of that, ears, plug in your ears like to kind of hear it.
Yeah.
And then just kind of going back really quick, if you guys ever want to see some of this footage. We got footage from some of the Jimmy Eat World that Kelly saw, and I got some songs from the Sum 41 on our YouTube page on YouTube. So if you go on YouTube, look up Let's Go Cast and find that. Actually like it and stuff. That'll help us out as we begin to try and build that page up, because we're trying to put any type we do, like anytime we do like live performances or we go to something, we'll try to put like a song or two or snippets up there. So there you go. So anyways, so they were really good, and they, like you said, they played new stuff off their new record, which I listened to going into it, and it was good. Just it didn't grab at me a whole bunch, you know.
Right.
And I don't mean that in any disrespect. It actually sounds like a pretty punk rock record, you know. It's called 13 Voices. If you haven't heard it, go give it. I give it a go. The record a go. It's not terrible. It's just like I wasn't like chomping at the bit for a new Sum 41 record, you know.
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, okay, I'll listen to it, and there were some standout tracks on it. I feel like I liked, but anywho, I couldn't tell you what they were because they were new,
Right.
but yeah,
They play some old classics.
they played all the ones that you want to hear, you know. My favorite thing actually was they had I don't know what happened, like why they didn't have it out there in the beginning, but they had this big inflatable skeleton with, and I never even got this, but it had like one hand he has the 4, and the other hand he's got his middle finger for the 1, so it was like this, you know, 41. I've never seen that happen. Maybe I haven't been to enough Sum 41 shows, but a lot of people out in the audience is doing that. They did a interesting cover of Queen's We Will Rock You, and that's when it kind of started up. This thing started inflating, and there's these guys backstage because the head was getting stuck on the back of like the back piece of the drum riser, so it was kind of funny. Like these two guys are just like struggling to get this thing inflated, so it was kind of weird in the middle of the show that this thing came up, but it was a good show, man. And I will tell you, Frank Zumo, who I'm not super like close with, but Kelly is.
Right. I'm not close with him,
but you might
we know him.
You know them better.
That's how we got into the show.
A, thank you so much for getting us into the show.
Yeah.
B, he's a beast on the drums.
He
He's in street drum corps and probably plays in 100 other different things.
He tours with Gary Newman. He's, before he was doing Sum 41, he played some shows with Motley Crue when Tommy Lee was
for reals?
out. Yeah.
Wow. So his pedigree is there.
He works.
Yeah. Anyways, if you want to see some of the footage from the show, it's on the YouTube page, but they were really good. I think the tour is pretty much over, so I mean, it's not like go see them.
Right.
But it was good, man. Check out the record. It's always good to see live music, and the room was packed, dude. There was kids everywhere singing along, so that's good. It made me feel like, man, there's still a scene somewhere.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And it was random. It was like a Wednesday night, and the room was packed out, so that was cool. Just to see that, and I bet you they felt good, you know. And I was unaware of the lead singer. I guess he had an issue with alcoholism and stuff, and he was like, dude, I'm sober and da-da-da, and he looked good. Like, I heard rumors that, oh, he doesn't look good. He looked good. He was in shape and stuff, and it looks like they added a 4th member to the band. So obviously, like, their old drummer left. What's his name? Jocks, you know.
Yeah.
So he's out. Remember. But so Dave Backish is back. He left probably like maybe 8 years ago. But he's back, and they actually played like had my favorite song by Sum 41, and I think that's up on the thing, is We're All to Blame. They did that, and that was cool because they had these really cool like smoke sticks in the front. They're like bam, bam, bam. So they mix a little bit of metal theatrics with kind of pop punk and whatever.
Gotcha.
But they have another guy, this guy Tom Thacker. He was playing with them, and I thought at first, oh, he's a touring like guitarist, but no, he was like in the band, like he's straight up like, I think he was from Gob or something like that. He was from another. I don't remember what he was from, but so they're now a 4-piece, and they seem really strong.
5, you mean?
Yes, they are a 5-piece. I don't, 4 plus 1 is 5,
4,
maybe.
4 plus
Hey,
1.
Sum 41, huh? Anyway, Sum 41 was pretty rad. It was a good show. Again, thanks for letting us be a part. I would say, here's what I would say: if you're not a fan, it was a let's go, because it was fun to see a live, like a punk rock band, playing some music, and it was good. And so I'm going to say, I'm going to give it a let's go.
Cool.
So if they are playing, I'm not sure what the tour dates are, go see them. It was fun.
Right on.
Right on, right on.
Right on.
I wish
right
Kelly was there with
right
me,
on.
but
I know. I was there in spirit.
I know. And I couldn't go to Jimmy Eat World. So
Right.
fair enough.
We're even.
Between the two of us, 2 shows. Gotta go.
So moving on from actual music shows, let's move on to some TV shows / internet shows.
Yeah, okay, and that ties into my musical selection.
Okay.
You know, we just started talking about. I wanted to talk about, because since we've been gone.
Bring it in.
I wanted to talk about Luke Cage.
Oh,
the
snap.
soundtrack. Really good, man. I don't even know if we talked about it, to be honest.
Some Sweet Christmas.
Yeah, Sweet Christmas. Like, if we even talked about the show, it's been like so long. But man, that soundtrack is so good, man.
Yeah.
It is a good thing to listen to.
I was really
in the
pumped
background.
up before the series actually hit Netflix. There was a couple behind the scenes, and it was like part of it was the how much they tied in music and the artists they had working on it, and I was like, wow, I'm really interested now. And yeah, the proof is in the pudding. It's good stuff.
So I'm not gonna like extrapolate all over. Just check it out, man. It was good. It was fun, and they do some limited edition vinyls for this, which is cool. Which is actually going back and doing some for Daredevil and Jessica Jones, but there's nothing on those things that I'm like, I want to hear this. I want to hear the score to this on vinyl, but like, definitely pick up the Luke Cage vinyl if you're a vinyl person, because man, I would just go get a record player just so I can play this, because it's just cool to have in the background. It's chill. It might be some like freak music for the ladies. All right. So, anyways, moving on to Cage.
Luke Cage.
What did you think, buddy? I want to hear your stuff before I poison the well.
Oh, he's gonna poison the well already.
I'm not gonna poison the well.
He's already giving it away. I liked it. I'll say, if I have to rate it, I'll say let's go.
Yeah.
Definitely worth a watch.
Yeah.
To me, it trumps Jessica Jones.
Yeah, I agree.
For sure. Definitely not on par with Daredevil.
Yeah.
So I will say that. That being said, it was cool. I like the music tie-in. Yeah. Some of the stuff got a little long-winded.
Yeah.
Like they could have shortened it. Was it 13 episodes?
Yeah.
Could have been 10 and been comfortable with that.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's kind of those Netflix issues that, at least the Marvel shows, I feel like, man, they went. Well, I feel like the first season of Daredevil actually needed one more episode. Yeah. I feel like it kind of ended like, whoa,
some
what the heck?
Were too short, some were too long.
Yeah, Jessica Jones could have been like 3 episodes shorter.
Yeah.
Luke Cage could have been 3 episodes shorter.
Yeah.
I was like, man, freaking take that bullet out of his stomach.
Right.
Like, why is this dragging on forever?
Right.
Sorry, continue, man.
No. I liked the show. It was good.
Yeah.
I was pretty surprised by, I guess the first episode is just like, whoa, there's like naked people.
Yeah. I know Marvel usually doesn't.
They were bringing out some racy sexuality.
Yeah. Which I guess the Netflix shows have a little bit more grit to them.
Yeah, I mean, and they can.
Yeah, they can. It was just like, it was like,
network.
Oh wow,
right
there you go, Luke Cage.
Yeah. Oh hey,
sweet Christmas. How you doing?
Sweet Christmas. That's some massive side boob.
He's all having some coffee. I get having some coffee, huh? So yeah, I would say the first half of Cage is on par with Daredevil. A lot of people said they didn't like the fight choreography, and I'm like, it's different. Like Daredevil's a skilled fighter, so I felt like the choreography and like how they shot it, the cinematography worked with that. With this, Cage is like he's just kind of a bruiser.
Yeah.
Punching, like that whole scene, his hallway scene. Every Marvel show has their hallway scene. I thought it worked. For me, it worked. I wasn't like, oh man, this did not appeal to my fighting senses. I liked it. Didn't have an issue. The only issues I really had was like, oh man, and sorry, we're gonna spoil. So if you haven't seen it, what's your problem? And if you want to just tune out for a second, you want to hit pause right now. Cool. Okay. I'm glad that you just finished up all those episodes of Luke Cage. So I really wanted to see Luke Cage have a better like final confrontation with Cottonmouth. But I get there trying to set up Black Mariah as this big character, because in the comics, Black Mariah is kind of a thing. Like Cottonmouth's a thing, but Black Mariah is a thing. So I get that. I just felt as soon as he was gone, the whole thing with Diamondback, I just felt like he was such a cornball.
Yeah.
His costume looked similar to like the costume from the comics, but I didn't like the fight with him in the street. I thought it was kind of stupid. It went on too long. I feel like Luke Cage would have took him out more, because it was like, dude, just freaking punch this backpack.
Yeah. Here's the thing. The one thing that did bug me now that you mention it and you're running through all the villains. Why do we need 3 villains?
Yeah.
In one season, like that's where it gets like,
yeah,
come on.
I wish because I really like Cottonmouth, and I actually didn't want him to die. I was like, oh, I would like to see Cottonmouth come back again. You know? I would like for him to get shut down and then be like, oh dang, kind of how Kingpin.
Yeah,
I mean, I can see this. Maybe they didn't like. We don't want to do similarities of that, you know. But I did like the story of how Black Mariah was like. At first, she was kind of like, oh, it's his cousin, and she's into politics, and she's not really shady, but she's kind of shady.
Yeah.
And then now she's full on shady at the end,
right.
you know. Yeah. And the one part that was super weird, sorry, I'm jumping, is at the very end, she just kisses Theo Rossi right in the mouth. Like, whoa, that was weird. I didn't see that coming. I didn't understand like significance of it. It was just like, oh, Black Mariah, kiss me, baby. I don't know. It was just weird. But yeah, Diamondback. Going back to that, like you kind of, oh, it's his brother and this and this and this, and I just didn't like the fight. The fight, you know, that fight could have been way more brutal. Yeah. I would say, I was like, okay, if we're gonna do this, let's fight, because I just didn't feel like there was any like gravity to it. Like the whole stuff with his mentor, the guy in the barbershop.
Yeah,
that hurt. Pops. I was like, yeah, Pops. Oh, Pops. There you go. I was just like, oh, that hurt, you know. Everything else still was really cool. I like the little in jokes they did. They did a lot of like, oh, if you're a comic book fan, you like it. I like how they showed him in his tiara and the arm bracelets, and he kind of had the old goofy 70s costume that one point when he escaped.
Yeah.
That was fun. To me, I was like, that's how they did it. Like, because Luke Cage doesn't really have a costume. He's just kind of jeans, shirt, punch people, you know. Because he doesn't. He's a hero for hire, you know. I like Mike Coltor as Luke Cage. I think he's good. Yeah. Like I just feel like, man, he's a good dude. You feel like he's a good dude. I love Rosario Dawson. So anytime she's in something, like she's always in these movies, these shows, and it's good because of Rosario Dawson. Ever since she was in Josie and the Pussycats, she captured my heart. She's playing the drums, and she's just.
Justin's a fan.
I'm a fan. Rosario Dawson, good lady, good work. Thank you for being a part of the Marvel Universe. It's cool. So she's actually an equal opportunity like nerd because she does DC Comics. She does voices for DC Comics all the time.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so
I didn't know that.
She's gonna be Batgirl in the Lego Batman movie.
Oh what?
What? So anyways, so I'm gonna give Luke Cage a let's go. Definitely, it's a let's go.
Yeah.
You agree?
That's what I get. Yeah, that's what I gave it.
It's definitely above Jessica Jones, but Daredevil still like Daredevil season 1 top. I would say Daredevil season 2. And Luke Cage are kind of like fighting for second. Right. Some people would disagree. I just didn't like the Elektra stuff in Daredevil season 2 like I thought I would. But Punisher's like, oh, it takes it back up. So yeah, if season 2 of Daredevil is like, you know, jockeying for 2, Luke Cage is right up underneath it, going, hey man,
hey man,
my first 6 episodes are strong. so yeah. That was good stuff. So let's jump into. We'll just skip over a bunch of other stuff because I was gonna kind of go like, oh man, I've been watching those CW DC shows, but you know, the good stuff will be. We'll talk about the crossover, which is coming in 2 weeks. Yeah, that's gonna be something that probably be funner to talk about. Everything else has been like, Flash has been okay.
Chrissy watches Flash from time to time.
Arrow's been better this season.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched Arrow, it's been like last season. Like, why am I still watching this? But I'm just holding on. But this season's actually been really strong. Flash started off kind of weak. I thought and then it's getting better. And then Supergirl, I watched the first few episodes because that's Superman, but I didn't like that Superman.
I got confused with the newer Flash stuff, just with the like bouncing back and forth between different realities, and I don't know. It just got confusing. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I'm not a religious Flash fan or DC.
We'll go back. We can to tie in the Flash. We'll go back in time when we talk about that in a couple weeks. But so let's talk about what's really important. Freaking Walking Dead.
Oh man.
Basically, kicks you in the balls.
Oh man.
Cheers you up.
That was probably like I don't know, not like I needed to go take a shower afterwards, but I was like I just felt like awful after watching that. I was like, "Whoa." First we're obviously talking about the season premiere.
Spoilers. So right here, man, if you watch Walking Dead and you haven't watched it yet, then I'm really not sorry. Spoilers.
I have no sympathy.
Yeah. I was like, should have watched it.
Super dark.
Yeah.
Super,
I mean, it's dark.
But
in
Jeffrey Dean
general,
Morgan, he is definitely taking that Negan character to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And the what they got away with in episode 4, what he said a line to Rick about phalluses going in his mouth, and
last week
you thanked me for it. I was like, what? You could say that on TV now?
Well, you can. I
get
on
it. It's
AMC.
cable, but I don't know.
Because I mean, Negan in the comics, it's like every other word's F word, and so this is a family show, so we cannot drop them on the podcast. But for the show, I'm like, I guess they're going to try and do as much as they can to do what they can to do his character justice, But so yeah, man, let's that first. So as we've only watched the first 4, because that's the latest one that just came out was the 4th. Like that first one, gut punch.
Yeah.
Second one, I actually really liked the second episode. Third one, I hated. I was like, who cares? This episode's dumb. Nothing happened really. I felt. And then the fourth one,
where dude, you're getting a lot of backstory on Daryl.
But I just felt like, man, he's just in a cell the whole time. Like I just felt it was too long. I think they could have cut all that junk in half.
Yeah, but then you're also getting more on that. What's his name, Dwight?
Yeah, like what guy? He was looking for the motorcycle or something, and then he shoots the guy. He becomes to me, I was like, it didn't add anything except wow, they're kind of brainwashing Daryl. But they could have done that and added something else.
Yeah,
it felt like that weird governor episode.
I get it being a little lengthy, but I mean, at the same time, I think it's going to come into play.
Yeah.
Later on in the season. Yeah. So I think they're setting themselves up, but yeah. Digging this King Ezekiel, like to see where he's going to go. And
so that was what I was saying. So episode 2 made me feel so much better because I was like, okay, I like King Ezekiel. Like I got that far in the comics where I was like, oh, okay, I like him. And so I loved his line to like with Carol. He just kind of called her out and he just like dropped the veil. And was like, here's the thing. Yeah. I'm basically, he did some local theater and he worked at a zoo. And she was like, okay. So I want Carol to stick around, improve herself there, and not be so concerned with it. She's like, she's almost too much of a badass. Like, you don't got to be badass all the time.
Yeah.
Like, be with people,
Yeah. I'm excited to see where they're going to take Maggie. I like the fact they kind of faked her death.
To Negan.
To Negan. But, yeah, because, I mean, from what I hear in the comics, that she becomes like the next BA.
Yeah, I haven't got that far. I read like a couple issues a few months ago that kind of like what kind of lost me. I was like, what the heck's going on? And so I need to go back because I stopped around like issues 105, 106. So I've got some stuff to catch up on. But yeah, man. Either way, the show is good. I'm not disappointed in it. It's just when sometimes those episode 3 slow you down. I'm like. Yeah. And that song was driving me crazy, which it worked well because it was trying to drive him crazy and break him, and I was getting annoyed. I was like, all right, this song, dude, this song's killing me. But yeah,
that's the point, man.
Can't wait to see Ezekiel again. But going back to that first episode, like we got to talk about that a little bit because like
there's some gravity in that.
I was watching it with a group of people, and they were just like, it was all wagers and they're crazy, like they're crazy, theories and stuff, and I'm like, there's no way Abraham dies because people like him too much.
First one out, dude.
These all suck, man.
Yeah.
That's so funny, dude. Like, I'm gonna miss Abraham's crazy like one-liners, dude. He's got the best.
Somebody pointed out to me, I didn't notice it, but basically, like, you know how like he and Sasha were kind of getting close.
Yeah.
And then that peace became a thing because she would always give him the peace fingers.
Yeah.
He does it when he's sitting there and he had already been hit. He like kind of like throws up a peace sign next to her. And so, anyways, that was kind of an interesting, a little. Now that I have to go back and watch it, but now that I know it exists, you're kind of like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
And now that well, obviously the whole Glenn thing was like, oh my gosh.
Well, yeah. Okay, so spoilers. In issue 100 of Walking Dead comic, Glenn gets it. Like, and it's like scene for scene for what they showed on the show. So that was crazy.
Yeah.
Because like, because here's the thing. The weird thing is like Abraham getting it. It was like, what? That made no sense to me. But it wasn't like satisfying. It was kind of like, well, that's weird. Like he's not sympathetic. You're just more like, he's a soldier. In my mind, he's a soldier. You know, that's his background, and so he did what a soldier does.
Yeah,
and he took it. You know, and so you almost felt like, man, he went out for his crew, and he like, you know, he sacrificed himself. You know, it was sad, but it wasn't like heartbreaking. Does that make sense?
For sure.
Does that make me sound cold and like a jerk?
No.
You know, because I was like, it's not going to be freaking, you know, Eugene, even though that would be sad. But, you know, he's kind of there for, we need him. It's not going to be Rosita, thank you. You know, it's not going to be Sasha. It's not going to be, you know, not going to be Rick or Carl. And so, or Maggie. Maggie, I almost thought it was me, Maggie. I was like, oh man, they're going to flip it and do Maggie, and she's pregnant, and that's even worse. But they didn't do that. And so once, and I knew it was going to be Daryl, so but Daryl like lost his mind. It went quick until like, I got to take it out. I'm like, oh crap. And that was bad, dude. And just, everyone was, that's what made Glenn a shock. It's funny because like you expect Glenn to get hit, and then like, oh, well, Glenn made it. And then...
Back to it.
Like, oh, so it did. So for someone who knew it was coming and didn't know it was coming, and it came, you're like, oh man. And that whole teasing of killing Glenn last season, remember? He's stuck under the thing.
Yeah.
So, anywho.
Oh man.
Rest in peace, Glenn.
Yeah. R.I.P. Glenn and Abraham.
Yeah. Oh, Abraham.
And Rick's balls.
And Rick's balls, yeah. Oh man, he got me when I almost thought he was gonna cut off Carl's arm. I was like, this poor kid, dude. Because as you know, as a dad, I had dad feelings, dude. I was like, oh, don't cut his, you know, don't cut his arm off. So,
I don't get it, man. I would have just. He's such a prideful dude. I would have gone out into the blaze of glory. That dude gives me a hatchet. I'm gonna like stand up and try and chop his face.
Well, then his whole crew would have shot up everybody else.
But that would have been the dumbest move. They probably wouldn't have shot him because, like, if they tried to shoot Rick, they'd probably shoot Negan.
Yeah, that's true.
You're in a very advantageous position. And just like he had that bat, man, at least he'd get a swing down, take out Negan first.
Rick's emotionally weak right now, man. You know, like, here's the thing. All the chicks on this show are badass, if you notice. Michonne, she's like, I ain't having this, Rick. She's going to handle business, right? Rosita is just always badass. And now Maggie, she's like going to handle some business at the, Hilltop is she at? Hilltop? Yeah. So, like, all of the girls are going to, like, they're going to just show them up. Like, Rick.
Lady power?
Yeah, dude. They got it. These girls, they know what they're doing, man. So, either way, Walking Dead is a gotta go. Like, just watch that show. Do something for yourself.
And if you have the time, Justin hasn't caught up with me, but watch Fear the Walking Dead as well.
Kelly is a big advocate for The Walking Dead.
I'm just saying, give it a chance.
Yeah, dude, I've been watching America's Funniest Videos.
Like, I honestly think they should have started Fear when maybe season 3 or 4 of Walking Dead, not waiting till 5 and 6, because then you're like almost too far removed from it.
AMC had a slot. They're like, hey.
I get it. I get it. They're way capitalizing on the popularity, but I don't know. I've actually heard rumors that because I'm kind of going to spoil end of season 2.
Go for it. I don't care.
They're with a group of people trying to cross from Mexico back into California at the border, and all these military guys start shooting at them.
Oh crap.
So I've heard that the crossover is going to be Abraham is one of those, or amongst the military people. Because, you know, timeline-wise, it totally makes sense, because you don't see him till season 5 of Walking Dead, and this is basically, this could technically be in that little window of season 1 to where the crap hit the fan and Rick wakes up.
That would get me to watch Fear the Walking Dead. I like Abraham, but you know what's funny? You say that. Like, I saw Abraham on something, and he hasn't cut his facial hair. He still has that facial hair.
Interesting.
But I bet you he had to keep it for a while. Like, hey, if you shave it, people think you're dead. But I saw something, and he still had the. You might be on something.
Just a thought. Just a thought.
Kelly's got some down low info.
I don't.
All the underground snacks.
That's just what I heard.
That's what he heard.
All the bootleg snacks. Year 2000 snacks.
Okay, so jumping out of some TV, some television, so we have nothing. There's really nothing else that was like, oh, TV was good. There isn't anything else you're watching. I watched that one time travel show on NBC. I forgot the name of it. Like they're like looking for some bad guys.
I rewatched Stranger Things the other.
Oh, you did?
Eh,
God, it's a good show. You know,
It was
okay, so
so
they
good.
announced season 2.
so
You know who's going to be on that show?
Who?
Sean Astin.
Sean Astin. Okay.
Yeah, from
Goonies.
Lord of the Rings and Goonies. Encino Man. Oh, I got to tell you. Oh, man. I'm going to share something soon.
All the
And
Pauley
then-
Shore movies are on Netflix now too.
Dude, last night. Wait, let me pause.
I watched Son-in-Law this morning.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
So pause on that, because we'll hit that back. Anyways, they announced some cast members, and I forget who it's going to be. I think it's going to be like Bill Pullman and Sean Astin are going to be on the cast for season
good.
2 of Stranger Things.
Okay.
So, anyways, can't wait.
Yeah.
Like Stranger Things. Okay. Now that you mentioned it.
Okay.
So I was working on some stuff last night. I was like, I just need something in the background. So you know what I did? I watched Son-in-Law because I saw it on there a couple days ago, and I was like, Son-in-Law. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah.
So I watched Son-in-Law, and it's funny, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's not Encino Man, but it was still watchable. You know,
Right.
It's funny, like crap, crawl, rock. That guy's funny.
Crotch.
So after it's done, I was like, I'm still working. I got some stuff to finish up, and it's all you might want to watch Encino Man. So I was like, let's watch it. Encino Man is so good.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of like heart moments. I know it's about a caveman, but like as you're watching it, you're like, this is a really good, like kind of a fun movie. It's like totally 90s, like it's like
Yeah.
90 song, Spin Doctors, 90 song, and then like freaking Infectious Grooves at the end in the prom.
It's good stuff.
That's the best part. But yeah, such a good movie, dude. And like, what's his face? Brendan Fraser. He does such a good job as Linkovich Chomowski. Doesn't say much, but like his face, he's good at emoting. I wish that guy was in movies still. Kind of did George the Jungle, and then he did the Mummy movies, and I don't know.
There was
He
that
was in
one where he was
Crash.
like locked in that time. He was like,
I don't
I don't know. His family like locked him in they were locked in a war bunker because they thought the commies were, and then he comes out in modern times or something. I don't know. It was something super weird.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Sounds like a problem.
yeah.
Anywho, Pauley Shore movies, like,
Pauley Shore movies.
yeah, but those are really the only two. Like Biodome, I didn't care for it. And then In the Army Now,
It has its moments.
it's just
kinda
like, oh,
funny.
he shaved his head. That was the big deal. And then there was the one, Jury Duty.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Non-recyclables.
so, but the two crown jewels of Pauley Shore's career, they're on Netflix. Go watch them.
Yeah.
A little bit of streaming advice for you right there. So, okay, let's jump back into Marvel real quick and talk about Doctor Strange, Kelly. So, Kelly,
Girl.
do you take experimental narcotics?
No.
Do you do any type of drugs?
No.
Okay, well,
I wish I had
after
though.
Doctor Strange, because that was bananas, dude. Like,
Yeah.
And I've got two thoughts on Doctor Strange. I don't know if we talked about it too much. We don't ever go. I don't see 3D movies ever. I don't really enjoy them, but we did for this,
Indeed, we did.
and I thought the 3D was really cool.
I thought it was amazing.
Yeah,
Sorry. Rewind. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was great 3D. We'll touch on the 3D previews shortly after this, but I'm going to finish talking about Doctor Strange first. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it totally enhanced the movie. Mm-hmm. And obviously, if you've seen any sort of commercial or trailer for it and have not seen the movie, you will completely understand why.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend seeing it in 3D. I know it's a few extra bucks, but hey, this is worth it. As you said, I mean, I don't see a whole mess of movies in 3D. I mean, crap, the first movie I ever saw in 3D was like The Hobbit, so that was like super late. I think it was the second Hobbit movie or something.
I saw Tron Legacy in 3D. That was cool.
Oh, that was probably really cool.
That was actually really cool.
I love that movie. It's so good.
The Grid.
Dude, so good. Anyways, but I'm going to give Doctor Strange gotta go. I know you have some things to say about it, and you'll probably give it a let's go.
Yeah?
But you're on the comic side of things. I was completely ignorant to anything that Doctor Strange had in store. The only Doctor Strange I ever knew was Doctor Strange Records from the mid-90s. So anyways, I thought it was an awesome movie. 3D was great. Yeah, some of the stuff is real trippy. So, I mean, not to advocate it at all, but if you do happen to be using recreational drugs or under the influence of anything, it might it'll trip you out. I'll say that.
Remember the hands that were turning into hands?
Yeah.
Oh man. So okay, I really liked the effects and everything. I liked all the actors. Like everything about the movie was like, man, this should be a home run. And here's the thing: I'm not well versed on Doctor Strange, like comics and stuff. Like the most I know of Doctor Strange is he shows up when there's a big event, and they're like, "Doctor Strange, do something," and he's just like, he says some words by the hoary host or something, and does like something, and there's a spell, and we're like, "Thanks, Doctor Strange," and then him and Tony Stark had similar facial hair, and so I've never really got his personality or what. So watching it, I was like, oh, he's kind of a jerk. I don't know that, you know. So I'm not, my complaints really are off of like just what I observed and experienced. So I liked the movie. Towards the end, I was getting a little like, oh, I'm starting to doze. I almost dozed a little bit during that really cool Groundhog Day scene where he started doing the thing over and over and over, which I like that part a lot. My issues were some of the jokes were so, I thought they were terrible. And I was talking to another friend about it, about were the jokes terrible because Doctor Strange just tells really bad jokes? Because there was that one line they're like, well, maybe because they work for you, they laugh, you know? Or were they just make bad jokes? Like that Beyonce thing I thought was stupid. I was like, come on, dude, you're going for the easy laugh. I didn't like the jokes in the movie. So that kind of took me out sometimes. I was like, Marvel doesn't always have to make a joke, but it felt like they're making jokes, whatever. And then like Rachel McAdams, it was like a big deal when she got cast in this movie. Like stuff, you know, I read, like, oh, we can't tell you who she's going to be, da-da-da-da. And everyone's like, oh, is she going to be one of the night nurses? Like, much like Rosario Dawson, there's like these nurses, they call them the night nurse, right?
Right.
And like, so she's going to be one of those nurses that help superheroes, whatever. Anyways, I felt like she didn't really have a point. Like she was a romantic, like tether,
yeah. But
she could have not been in the movie and she could have just been friend. Hey, nurse friend, you know? Part of me was like, whatever. And then time. Like, I wish they would have been better at communicating the time. Like, how long was this guy gone? He became the Sorcerer Supreme in like 3 months? Right. Was he gone 7 years? Like, she did say, I haven't seen you for so long, but it would have been helpful to say, 3 years later. Just some type of text that said, you know,
Didn't
7 months.
she say like 2 years or something?
No, she said, you've been gone. You've been writing me email. Like, I've been writing you emails for a long time. And there was never like a significance. Like, he had long enough to grow a beard.
Yeah.
But there wasn't any type of like communication on that, because if you go back to Captain America, the Winter Soldier, S.H.I.E.L.D. is like, they're like, we're looking for all these people. And they mentioned Doctor Strange, and this movie, you know, came out like 2-3 years ago. Mm-hmm. So is any of this taking place during that time? Is he already a sorcerer during that time? Because I don't think S.H.I.E.L.D.'s looking for a doctor. They have their eyes on people of interest, right? So Doctor Strange would probably be.
Well, here's the thought: he has control over time.
Oh gosh, Kelly,
did I just blow your mind?
You're thinking like a nerd.
Sorry,
and maybe so. And there you go. And so, anyways, those are like my complaints. And my last complaint is like his Eye of Agamotto is now Infinity Stone, which I'm like, if Thanos gets the Eye of Agamotto, then how does Doctor Strange perform? I mean, he still can do his magic, but like that's like the source of some of his power. So here's my other nerdy thought. If the Eye of Agamotto is an Infinity Stone, what if there's 2 Eyes of Agamotto? The left eye and the right eye.
Ooh.
Anyways, that's my thoughts. Anyways, so I give Doctor Strange a go.
Really?
I give it a let's go if you want to watch it in 3D. If you just want to go watch Doctor Strange, I'm actually more excited for. Here's the thing, because I liked all the actors. I liked Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. My favorite part was when he talked to Thor. Sorry, spoilers. In that one, the first mid-credit scene, I was like, oh, okay, I want to see him interact with others. And there's rumor that he's going to be in the next Thor movie, just probably for a little pop. Like, hey, I'm Doctor Strange. Remember me? Magic. But I like that part. That was cool. And then the other thing was, like, we were watching like Mordo, and he kind of has that hidden scene at the end where he's like, oh man, now he's turning to be bad. And for people who didn't stick around, like, if you don't stick around at Marvel movies, like, what's your problem? Yeah. When people leave, I almost want to go, come back, but that's on them. Like, I think they should have kept his turn in the actual film a little bit, like, because then I thought that was significant, you know.
Yeah.
But anywho, I mean, it sounds a little whiny, but maybe I'll adjust it to. It's a let's go for the effects and everything, but it does jump back into the Marvel has these issues with villains that aren't memorable. Like, do you want to see what's his face come back again? What the heck was his name, dude? The Caecilius. I have no desire to see Caecilius again in my life, right?
Yeah.
But that's most Marvel movies. They like Loki, and I think that's about it. So, anyways, not to be a dead horse. So that was kind of my issues. Like, if the girls are, if you have this supporting character, like, have her be a little more like in the thick of it.
Right.
Make her have a purpose. Anywho,
Present.
yeah. So Doctor Strange is gonna get. I'm gonna go back to my go. He's getting a go. Go see Doctor Strange. 3D. It's a let's go.
Yeah.
Suck it.
But
Okay.
revisiting
the trailers.
yeah. So there was a 3D trailer for Rogue One.
Oh gosh. That movie is gonna be so good.
I'm just gonna make a noise. So good.
Today, I was emailing a friend today, and they're like, you know, put the order of all the Star Wars movies, you know, where you put them. I put Rogue One like number 4. I haven't even seen it yet. I'm just like, it just looks so good, right? Like, I think Rogue One is going to be excellent. If it's not excellent, I'm like, I don't know how it can't be, because that trailer is.
They have tickets for sale yet? We need to get on that, by the way.
Yeah, I think tickets probably go on sale like December 1st or something.
We need to get on that.
Yeah, we can look and see.
Need to check that out.
I won't be seeing it in 3D, but we definitely.
I feel like there was like a slew of great previews.
Oh, dude, there. Wonder Woman.
Okay, yeah.
We can talk about that. That looks. This is the second trailer, and I was like, the first Wonder Woman trailer they showed made me like, okay,
curious.
Like I was hoping for something good, so it made me confident.
Yeah.
Like, this is gonna be good. This one made me excited. I'm like, this Wonder Woman movie, you can't lose, man. You can't lose. So that was good. They showed the Wolverine trailer.
Yeah.
Or
Logan.
You know, and they emotionally manipulated you with "Hurt" by Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
That song will make you like, I'm gonna watch that.
Well,
so yeah,
it's actually a Nine Inch Nails song, but
but like,
you get
they're using his version, is what I'm saying.
Billy Idol gets it.
Billy Idol, track with me. So we cannot get tickets yet for Star Wars. So just
Either
FYI.
Very excited for it. Can't flip and wait.
Yeah, it's like I'm more. I think my excitement level is higher for this than it was for Force Awakens.
Really?
Yeah, it just feels like there's gravity to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like, even though we know what's going to happen with the Death Star, it just feels like, man, tone feels different. It doesn't. It doesn't feel like the family friendly. I'm sure you can take your kids to it, but it just doesn't feel like it's going to have.
It's a little darker.
Yeah, and not in a bad. I'm trying to say it in a way of like, it's not like it'll be definitely connected, but it just feels like there's more weight to this film. So I'm excited to watch Rogue One with my best buddy Kelly.
Yeah, buddy. Popcorn.
Cherry
red
Coke, red vines.
Cherry Coke.
Make that happen. December 16th is gonna come. So that was good, man.
Yeah,
good call on pulling that around. So other than that, I think we kind of covered the basis between September to now, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything we missed?
No, I don't know.
No? Well, all right. Then I think we're good.
Yeah.
So with that being said, please follow us on Instagram at Let's Go Cast. Hit us on Facebook at facebook.com/letsgocast. You can email us at letsgocast@gmail.com. Go to www.letsgocast.com or YouTube. Check out some sweet videos.
Oh, yeah.
Make a playlist
YouTube
of live
now.
stuff. YouTube. Yeah, our show is actually on YouTube. So if you don't want to like listen to us on any podcast like things like apps or like, you know, Blueberry or Stitcher, we are on YouTube. So you probably listening to this right now on YouTube. So
bing, bang,
there you go. Leave some comments there for us. That would be fantastic.
Appropriate
and
nice
if you could
comments.
please, friends, if you're listening to this right now and you're like close to your computer, please go to iTunes. Go to the iTunes store.
Yeah.
Leave us
a fabulous
review with 5 stars. Because if you do that, it's great for us and it's actually good for you too. It'll actually make you a better person.
Right.
I read a study.
It's like exercise.
Yes, 9 out of 10 people who give Let's Go Cast 5 stars and a positive comment will have a very happy life.
Yep.
So there you go.
I believe it.
There you go. So We're really excited, and for 2017, hopefully some more things will be happening for Let's Go Cast. So my name is Justin.
My name is Kelly.
Let's go.
Let's go.
When it shows a bit, when music's loud, been set up proud with 5 kids from New Jersey.